You shouldn't date men that have children. Here's why. Hello, my name is Carla and restoring healthy mindsets is my thing. This advice is specifically for women that also don't have children. When both partners come into a relationship having children, that's valid. Obviously, there's an exception to every rule, so don't take this literally. Here's the thing you guys need to understand. When you are in a marriage, a woman needs to feel like the queen bee. And if this man does not have established boundaries with his baby mama, he's going to put you and your relationship at risk. It is not your job to fight for a man's attention, love, and time. It is also not your responsibility to play the mother role if you yourself don't have children. Again, this is specifically when the man does not have set boundaries with his baby mama, which happens more often than not, or else I wouldn't be saying this. Another thing you need to think about is that you probably won't be this man's priority, and if you're looking for marriage, it's best to save the headache. Now, it's a different story when the children are above 18 years old, because the responsibility and the dynamic changes completely. I'm talking about men that have children under the age of 18, basically that are not adults and can't be self-sufficient. If you decide to date a man and marry a man that already has children, there is a possibility for you guys to succeed. Like I said, there's an exception to every rule. But if you're a woman that has no children, I recommend for you to find someone that also has no children.
Why you shouldn't even casually date men with kids. This is the story that I found, and I want us to discuss it together. All right, here we go. I was very naive about men, but through a mutual friend, I managed to snag me a very fit dad who was well out of my league. He was an officer, a married to the job type of guy who had sole custody of his 7-year-old daughter. He would gush about her constantly, and I, being the fence sitter, I was absolutely melted. We started dating casually, nothing official, and I figured he would do the typical overprotective parent thing and not actually introduce me to his kid till way later. Nope. Second date, dinner at his house with the daughter. 2 weeks later, he texts me with the audacity to ask, hey, I'm working late. Do you mind picking up daughter from school? Maybe swing by McDonald's for dinner? She is a key. I was really weirded out by it. We had only gone on a handful of dates, but he trusted me to babysit, and so babysit I did. Again, the guy was out of my league, and I felt lucky he even showed me interest in me. After the first text, I got other texts pushing more boundaries, pick up groceries, do some dishes, etc. I hated it, but I was hoping it was just a temporary hitch in the relationship and not a preview of things to come. Ha! Ha, indeed, honey bunny. She was very naive to believe this because girl, it's only going to get worse from here. Let's go. Everything came to a head when I was babysitting at his house, and I got a text at 7:15. Hey, I'm not going to be done with work until late. Could you give the daughter a bath and put her to bed for me, please? With a kissy face. I was floored. Here I was across town alone in another man's house taking care of a child I barely knew. My fault for assuming a cop would have better protective instincts. I stood in the kitchen dumbfounded and I cried. I hated how I felt, used and unspecial, trapped and overburdened. I think that night was the point in my motherhood journey when I realized I didn't actually want to be a mother. He came home at 2 a.m. Maybe he was cheating. Maybe he was hanging out with his bros. Maybe he really was just working, but it didn't matter. I ended our little fling the next day. He took it harder than I thought, claiming that he was really starting to fall for me. And what about his daughter? She's really bonded with you. I almost fell for it. But then I realized the only reason he liked me so much was because I was such a pushover who wouldn't love to have an on-call free babysitter you could occasionally sleep with. Our entire interlude lasted 1 month. 1 month is all it took for this guy to promote me to stepmom status. So no pun intended, bullet dodged. Moral of the story, don't even casually date single dads. They will hop on any chance to unload their kid on you. Also recognize when someone is taking advantage of you instead of rationalizing or excusing it away. This is true. I think this girl, she suffered from having low self-esteem, and so she had stars in her eyes about the guy who was, clearly out of her league or whatever. So she says, I think if she had more confidence in herself, this wouldn't have happened to her. She wouldn't have been taken advantage of like that.
Would you ever date someone with kids?
Honest answer and reason why. I don't want to say a hard no, but I prefer not to date men with kids. And it's not because I see you as less or anything nothing like that. I feel like I am a single woman. I don't even know if I really want kids. So it's wrong of me to put myself in that situation when you're probably looking for somebody that could probably even help you raise the kids with you, stepmom type shit. And I don't really want kids. Second, I want to be able to enjoy my relationship with you as a person yourself. If I want to be hey, babe, let's go to this place tomorrow. Fuck it, pack your bag, let's go. That's the kind of relationship I want. And somebody who has kids, it's not saying you can't do that, but you have other priorities to attend to.
third, right? I want to be your, not saying number one, you know, but like I want to be one of your top priorities, kind of like you are going to be for me. And I feel like with you having kids, your kids are going to be your top priority. Like the time, like I want to spend time with you, you know, and I don't want to feel guilty thinking that I'm taking away the dad from the kids, like them spending time because of me, you know. And if you spend too much time with me and you're not spending enough time with your kids, that's a red flag for me too. And I'm not completely opposed to it, because you know, you never know in the future, but that I prefer not to, because I know your priorities are live with your kids, and that's completely okay. But I don't have kids, so I don't understand a lot of the shit that you're gonna be going through, so it's just unfair to me and to the other person.
Listen, I'm not dating a man with kids. Okay, I don't care how fine you is. I don't care how promising your future is. The moment you went and made one of my sisters a single mother and created a broken home, you are not my type. Okay, go save your family. Go get your relationship back, because y'all be blowing me. It's always somebody baby daddy that's searching for love. What other greater love could I give you than she risked her life to push your seed out in this earth? Like, who could love you like that? How could you still be searching for that? Why not just restore your relationship with her and be with her? And if she don't want you, you know I ain't gonna want you. Think about it. The woman who birthed your child, risked her life, don't want you. Why would I want you? Think about that. You're such a good man and you enlightened now. Go get your family back. Okay, because leave the single people with no kids out of that. We don't deserve that type of trauma. Okay, you go be with the woman who risked her life to bring your seed in this earth. So if she not good enough for you, I'm not good enough for you, and you definitely not good enough for me. Two things gonna happen. Either you gonna be such a great father and you ain't gonna have no time for me, or you gonna be a deadbeat father and you gonna have all the time in the world for me, but then you gonna have this dark cloud hanging over you where you can't prosper, because if you don't do right by your kids, you ain't gonna be able to prosper in life, period. The Bible says it's better to have a millstone tied around your neck and cast into the sea before you harm his little ones. Okay, so when you ain't doing right by them kids, you ain't gonna be able to prosper in life. And see, I need winners on my team. I don't need people who got this dark negative cloud over them. I need real prosperous people on my team, because I'm prosperous, and I don't need you to transfer none of your negative baggage over me, and your life is prospering because you with me, but I'm being held back because I'm with you. I don't need that. Okay, so I'm letting you know that now. I'm good. If you got kids, restore that with your baby mama.
If you're young, do not date men with kids, because you're still young and you want all the attention, and you deserve all the attention. So date someone with no kids. Like, don't date a man with kids if you need that attention. Don't do it. You know, once you've dated a couple of guys and had a couple of relationships, and you don't need that much attention anymore because you've grown into yourself, then it's probably easier to date a man with kids, because you're not going to be jealous. You know, but when you're young, you become jealous because you want to be top priority. So yeah. I'm really poor. Do I have a chance with a sugar daddy? Yeah. Just look good and be poor. I look good though. His kids are older than me. Oh, Lindsay Wells. Okay, well then, like, it really wouldn't bother me, because I don't care enough. Like, seriously, as long as my money is good, my bills are paid, you talk about whatever you want. I'm gonna sit here and be like, sure, wonderful. That's great. But in my mind, I'm gonna be spending that money in my mind, like planning what I'm gonna do with it, where I'm going on vacation. You just don't care, baby. It don't matter.
I don't date men with kids. I have a couple different issues with it. The first one is, if you're a good parent, you're probably spending a significant amount of time with your kids. You're going to school plays, baseball games, recitals. And in that situation, it's nonsensical and rude of me to expect any sort of priority in your life. And I've taken the backseat in enough relationships. It's time I'm with someone who's all about me. And if you're not a good parent and you have kids, but somehow you're never with them, why would I want you? And honestly, I don't think that mindset is selfish at all. What's selfish is dating a man and constantly trying to pull him away from his kids so that he can be with you. My other issue is, I don't even really want kids right now for myself, so why would I want to play stepmommy? And also, when the kids are really young, you're probably still trying to figure out your co-parenting situation and your relationship to each other, and I don't want to be involved in all that. That's a lot. And I know some men are going to get on here and say, what about women with kids? Y'all have the right to feel the same way. Also, I ask for what I give. I don't have kids, so I'm not expecting anyone to deal with me being a parent. I make money, I have a career, I take care of myself, I don't have kids, I have a good relationship with my family, I go to therapy, I have solid conflict resolution skills. I don't ask for anything from someone that I am not giving. I understand that dating's hard enough and it gets more difficult to avoid men with kids the older you get, but I'll wait.
A woman says she don't want to fuck with a dude who got a kid. Are y'all not trying to deal with the kid?
I personally refuse to date a guy with kids for a few reasons. Let's talk about it. The main reason for me being that I don't think that I'm mature enough yet to date somebody who has responsibility of that magnitude. Like, you got a whole kid in your life, so you're probably taking dating a lot more seriously than I want to at my age currently. But the next reason probably is more important than the first reason. I refuse to date anybody with kids because I feel like the time that you're spending with me, you should be spending with your child. Years ago, I matched with this guy on a dating app, and he and I were talking, getting to know one another, and he told me that he had a 2-week-old. Like, excuse me, sir, but what in the whole hell are you doing talking to me? You should be somewhere out there feeding and burping your whole newborn. And to be honest, the age doesn't even matter because I will always feel like the time you're spending with me, it could be spent bonding with your child. And I'm not saying that people with kids shouldn't date. I'm just saying that for me, I can't get past that mindset, and I ain't really trying to.
Don't date men with kids, because to me, dating men with kids are the low.
You know what? I agree with you. Don't date men with kids. And I say that because I'm a firm believer in people that have kids should date other people that have kids. And I'm speaking from experience. You have a better chance of a relationship working out when you date another parent. They understand your life. They understand putting another human before yourself. They understand the sleepless nights. They understand the, hey, I got a project due tomorrow and it's 9:00 at night and I need supplies. They understand, oh, I need $100 for my field trip tomorrow. They understand unconditional love. So baby girl, leave those hot dads to us single moms. We'll take them off your hands. Not everybody is built for this life.
I don't care how fine a man is. If he got a baby, that means he got a baby mama. That means he's automatic.
But most importantly, he's gonna think that you're gonna take care of his kid for him. Real talk. So I dated a man, he had a kid. And he would get mad at me when I wouldn't schedule in things to do for his child. Like, I understand when you're growing to be in a relationship with someone and eventually you're going to take that on by being a stepmother. But, like, we not there yet, homie. So, like, relax. But, yeah, not only is the baby mom's a problem, but they're going to assume that you're going to take care of their kid for them. Not that you're going to take care of their kid in addition to them. No. You're going to take care of their kid for them. And then the baby moms be fucking crazy because let you be fine and smart and got your shit together. But a lot of times, dudes be lying on their baby moms. They still fucking.
With a man that has one or multiple kids. Like, you can date them, just don't take them serious.
You should not even date a man with a kid or a man with kids, because that means you're opening your legs. That's what that means. He's hitting you raw. And you the next baby mom. And he not even taking care of his current kids. As a matter of fact, as a woman, if you're going to date a man that has a kid or kids, you desperate. You desperate, weak, you don't love yourself. That's what that mean. That's what that mean. He has a child already. He has kids already. You don't have none. Your passport never been stamped. You've never been nowhere but to the Chinese store down the block and back to your house. You haven't seen nothing in life. You're not where you want to be with your career. So why you dating a man with the kid or kids? So he can slow your life down? Ruin your heart? Break your soul? What are you doing? You that desperate? You're really hungry.
Even as a woman with a child myself, I'm just going to go ahead and say it has been a complete 180 dating a man without kids, really for the first time in my adulthood. I highly recommend, like, 10 out of 10 experience. Because this man of mine with no baby, ladies, I am the baby. Me. For example, this man just took a break from work, drove to my place of residence, and arrived with these. A bag full of cupcakes. Why would he bring me cupcakes on a random weekday? Because he said when he called me this morning, I didn't sound like my usual self. And he knows that cupcakes are my favorite thing. I love cupcakes. So he ordered them while he was at work and brought them here to surprise me, just to see me smile. I am the baby. Me. And I love it here. I love it here.
Listen. I'm just trying to understand, why is it so hard for men that have children to understand that I'm in my 20s? I don't want to date a man with children, especially when I don't have any children. I'm in my 20s, for crying out loud. Like, I don't want to be a stepmama.